Today we're going to learn about how to play a beautiful, elegant run of the piano, and we're going to use this excerpt of Claude Debussy's Arabesque to demonstrate how to do that. So you can learn this and then learn how to put it into your own playing. So what's beautiful about this is he's using these seventh chords, and he's playing them in a way that's playing part of the chord, but also playing it as an arpeggio, really using those two together. So what we have to know as far as the chord form itself is that these are in second inversion, right? Because this is the chord that we're starting with, but we move up one inversion, two inversions. So this makes it the second inversion, this chord right here. And then he's moving that all the way up the here. So pretty. So then he's playing it partly as a chord, but also partially as an arpeggio, because the top two notes are played as a chord, and then the bottom two are played as an ascending arpeggio. Not only is this beautiful, but it's a great exercise for your little fingers. So what we do is, while we're moving up our diatonic chord scale in the key of E major, we're tracing the shape with the left hand, moving up with a B7 arpeggio. It's brilliant. So and then a nice resolution to E. So if you wanted to practice something like this, first what I would do is get this shape in each of your hands. So I would practice it like this for a while. You know, if you love this sound as much as I do, you'd want to play this. You'd want to make this a part of your practice for quite some time just to get this in your fingers. It's a great way to learn to crawl. This is not only beautiful, but it's just such a helpful technical exercise as well. Because what you can do as you're playing these, really make sure you're coming down on these chords equally, because the tendency, especially when you're working with a black key and a white key, is to hit them slightly at different times because they're different heights. But when we practice very mindfully, we can actually learn how to put down two keys at the exact same time, even if they're different heights. And you want to make sure, I've been doing this so much recently, where if you're transitioning to one key from another, you really make sure that you're lifting up the other finger at the exact time that you're putting down the next one. Otherwise, you're creating unnecessary tension with your hand. It's almost like a philosophical example, where it's like we're still holding on to where we were, so we can't get where we're going. It's really beautiful and poignant when you think about it like that. You have to release where you were to get where you're going. Isn't that beautiful, everyone? I'm just kind of understanding this as I'm explaining it to you. That's why I love these videos so much. It's an opportunity for me to think out loud, which is how I do some of my best thinking. How philosophically poignant is that? We have to let go of where we were to get where we want to go. So as soon as you move to that next note, you have to release the other one at the exact same time. And this is how I would teach technique. You know, it's really not terribly complicated, but it's so overlooked that almost nobody does it. So what I have students do now is I have them pick 5 notes for your 5 different fingers and cycle through them with this mindful release of every previous note. And so once you do that with your chromatic scale, you can start doing that with different chords too. And you can retain that same way of controlling the sound, even when the pattern gets more complicated. Because that's what we're aiming for. We can't actually embody new musical knowledge if we can't integrate it with our foundation. So as soon as you lose control of the sound, it's game over. So if you're learning all these new patterns and such, but you haven't found a way to get control of the tone, then it's going to be like this revolving door. You're never going to feel like you're integrating the knowledge. So we have to be very mindful indeed. Because what's the rush? Why do you want to get there so fast? What's the rush? If you knew the fastest way was slow, would you be able to accept that? Or has the industriousness of Western culture gotten to you? Keeps you pushing forward and trudging on, even though you don't know why. What it's all for. So I'll play it through it one more time. Starts with the E. And it goes. Such a pretty section after this one. But yeah, and then just for fun, let's take this into a new key. And let's make it. Let's do something with fewer sharps. Let's do F. So first we have to find with the 6 chord. No, that wouldn't be the 6. The 2 chord based on the 6. You know, throwing all these numbers at you in the key. So that would be this, right? Because if we're here, oh, my mistake. We'd be looking for this one. Ah. There you go. So that's interesting. Let's play that in both hands. And how would I, let's see. I did it very slowly. So, some of the most elegant runs come from a very simple idea. Once we find what it is, you realize this is a seventh chord, just in an inversion, and then we realize we're moving it up the scale, so we're basically playing a chord scale, right? And then we add quarter note bass underneath it that's just outlining an arpeggio. I mean, is it that complicated now? Hopefully this has made it a bit clearer for you. And if you think this is interesting, you should check out what we're doing in the piano dojo. We're training every week together, multiple times a week, to become our best musical selves and to spread music into the world and discover and cultivate our inner life and our inner state of being. So if you found this helpful, click the link below. You can check out the Piano Dojo webinar and see how we're training using the piano flow method. Until next time, bye for now. Peace.